New Year resolution ideas for 2024 if you are looking to move abroad. That's what we are going to be looking at in today's video as we wrap up 2023 and plan for 2024, especially if you are looking to move abroad, whether that is temporarily for travel or you are looking to move abroad permanently. You want to stay here to the very end of this video. So welcome everyone. If you are seeing my face for the first time, my name is Eva Mtali, and on this channel we talk mostly, it's about travel. I share my personal travel escapades to different parts of the world because I am currently on a mission to visit all 195 UN recognized countries of the world. And I plan to do usually 15 every year, at least 15 new countries. I was very much on schedule until COVID happened, and now I'm still trying to crawl back to my routine. So that's obviously going to make it to my resolutions. And then I also share with you guys different legitimate work abroad opportunities that I find. I also share with you guys different visa guides. How do you apply for a visa if you want to work on a cruise ship, for example? How do you apply for a visa if you want to go for study and stuff like that? Those are the kinds of things I talk about. And then you will also find I share videos about opportunities for relocation, whether those are permanent or whether they are temporary. So I'm shooting this video on the 28th of December 2023. We are almost at the dawn of the new year, and many of us usually embark on a journey of self-reflection and setting of new year resolutions. So those resolutions can be as far apart as from A to Z, from north to south, but what is more important is that the journey from resolution to realization of these goals can be quite challenging. So to enhance your chances of success, we are gonna take an approach that is called SMART, that is whereby our goals are specific, they are measurable, they are attainable, they are realistic, and they are timely. So by integrating these principles into our resolutions, we not only define our objectives clearly, but also lay the groundwork for a transformative year ahead. So guys, as you come onto the video, please let me know where you're watching me from in the comment section below. Please say hello, and also give the video a thumbs up. It's free to give the video a like. You will not be charged anything. It is free to do that. So do not be shy to give the video a thumbs up. And yeah, so let's move on. So one thing I would encourage you to do even before you start setting your plans for 2024 is to ask yourself, how was last year? How did I perform last year? So you guys already know this book by now. This is what I use to plan out my life. And we did this together. Like, this is an exercise we do every year. So last year I went through the same exercise with you guys. You can see we started off with goodbye 2022, and then we heard, what do we call, hello 2023. So I'm still waiting for my 2024 book to come. I hope I'm gonna have it by January at least. And then remember, we had a theme for 2023. You can see mine is up there. What can I do to embody my theme this year? I have all those things that I wrote there. I don't know if you guys can see. You're free to copy if you want. So basically, what you wanna do as you go through this is just ask yourself, how was 2023? And when you're doing that, it's very easy to want to look at those things that you did not do or you did not achieve, but I encourage you to start by focusing on what you achieved. So in my case, for example, these were my goals for 2023. I don't know if you guys can see them. Those were my goals for 2023. There were so many, and then I broke them into health goals, relationship goals, And I had career goals and personal growth goals. And then I had money goals and home goals. And then lastly, I had creative goals and spiritual goals. So for the sake of this exercise, I will, and then of course I had a huge bucket list, 100 items. I only wrote 5 of them, and how many came through? Oh my goodness, for my bucket list, I had 100 things to do before 2023. Oh my goodness, I didn't even do, I think I only did 1. So for this video, we are gonna focus on those goals that you would, those resolutions you give yourself, especially if you're looking to immigrate. So personally, because we are doing this thing together, so I had so many goals for 2023, like the main goals, and then now I had like those that I've talked about into health, relationship, career, personal, money, and home, creative, and spiritual. So there were like quite a number. So in terms of achieving my goals, I achieved most of what I had set out for myself. So I'm gonna tell you some of what I have, so that you can also just get an idea of what I'm talking about. So I had like build Ivan Tali empire by doing tasks for it daily. So under that, I have different things like, so that's where now you'll find now there, how to build that. I have like the career goals. So I have online income, 100% sustains my lifestyle. I have 100,000 plus subscribers on Travel with Ivan Tali YouTube channel. Obviously, that one did not happen. But I think we grew from almost 50,000 to almost 83,000, which is a good thing. And then we had engagement and presence on all social media platforms. So there was quite so many things for 2023. We have maintained a killer body through the year, and so many other things. So basically, the approach we are gonna take for the 2024 goals is a smart approach. So number 1 is make them specific. So instead of having a vague resolution like get in shape, for example, we commit to something more specific like work out 4 times a day. Sorry, 4 times a week. And then we also are going to make sure the resolutions are measurable. So for example, make sure they're quantifiable. So for example, if your resolution involves around content creation, measure it by the number of diverse content pieces shared across platforms every week. So I would say, instead of just saying I'm gonna create content, I'm gonna say I'm gonna create 3 videos and 2 community posts across YouTube and TikTok every week. And then make sure they are achievable and attainable. So aim for ambitious but realistic goals. So make sure you balance challenge with achievability, such as instead of saying learn French by the end of next week. That obviously isn't achievable or attainable, unless of course you already have some, let's call them French skills. So instead you can say successfully acquire French language skills and apply it in a real world scenario within 6 months. So that's an example. And then make sure that it is realistic and relevant. So ensure your goals make sense for you. So remember, as much as we are looking at relocation goals, it's not everybody that has the same goals as much as we all want to relocate or to move. So some people, so like my case, I don't want to move anywhere permanently. I am okay with where I am right now, but I just want to visit these 15 countries every year, for example. Somebody else might be more interested in relocating permanently to Canada, for example. So ensure that if, let's say, global networking aligns with your aspirations, make a realistic plan, such as connecting professionals from your desired location. So let's say if you want to immigrate to Canada, you can say as one of your resolutions is to connect with professionals from desired from Canada bi-weekly, for example. So choose goals that are meaningful and relevant, which will result in the likelihood of you committing to them. Most importantly is make sure that your goals are timely. So define your timeline. And if you have like a larger goal, so we are looking at 2024 resolutions, So instead of saying by 2024, just leaving it open-ended, break down your larger goals into tiny steps. So for example, in my case, as a content creator, I can say create a content calendar monthly, or launch a series highlighting specific destinations within 3 months. So these steps provide checkpoints for evaluation and additional planning. So remember that these SMART characteristics, they don't just apply to the bigger goals. So for example, learn French, but they also apply to the steps along the way. So for example, it can be practice. So the bigger goal can be enroll in a French class by February 15th, 2024. And the smaller goal can be practice my French language skills 3 times every week. So that's how you want to break it down. So whether you're gearing up for an international career move, or you're seeking your personal growth, or just preparing for the possibilities of working abroad, these SMART resolutions are designed to help guide you through a transformative year. And I'm just going to quickly go through some of the ideas. I'm just going to give you some ideas for New Year resolutions that you can apply to your own situation if you are looking to move abroad. So I decided to do 24 of them because it's the year 2024. So the first one, you can talk about optimizing your LinkedIn profile. Remember in yesterday's live, we talked about the power of LinkedIn, and that especially if you're looking to get a job abroad, it's so important you have to be on LinkedIn. It doesn't matter what your skills are, it doesn't matter where you're going to go. So you cannot just say, okay, and I talked about optimizing your LinkedIn profile, but that's not enough for a resolution if you're going through the SMART goal way. So to make it specific, you can say optimizing my LinkedIn profile by updating work history, skills, and achievements on LinkedIn. You can talk about connecting with professionals in your industry. You can talk about joining 2 relevant global networking groups, okay? And then make sure it is measurable. So make sure you can say something like updating your work history, skills, and achievements within 6 months, for example, okay? Or you can say dedicate at least 5 hours per week to gather information for my LinkedIn profile. So something like that. And then the second one we talk about is your inventory, your skill inventory. So we talked about making sure that you have an inventory of your skill and experience. Who is Eva? And this is inclusive of those things you have like garnered from a school, from a job, maybe it's a certificate, maybe you're good in public speaking and all that. So you can say identify and acquire 1 new skill every quarter, and how? Through online courses, or through workshops, through YouTube videos, or you can say seek mentorship. And then you can say successfully apply the newly acquired skill in a new world scenario within 2 months of acquisition, for example. So we give the example of the French language course. And then you can also talk about visibility. So remember we said you need to be visible, especially if you're looking to move abroad and you're looking for jobs. And one of the ways you can do that is through online visibility. So you can talk about sharing insights, projects, experiences on professional media platforms like LinkedIn, but you can also do so on your like social media. Like I produce educational content on TikTok. So TikTok is not just for dancing. You can decide to use social media to showcase your skill, your experiences, your projects, your insights. And that is just one way of building online visibility for yourself. So you can talk about share projects, experiences on social media at least 3 times a week, engage with global communities, create and share content on YouTube monthly, for example, or on TikTok, or on LinkedIn, or on X, or whatever platform that is. And then you can talk about gratitude. Remember we said, if you don't get used to identifying the good that is in your life, you're gonna end up thinking that the world is such a miserable place, because Bad things, bad people, bad experiences make so much noise and they usually overshadow the good. So if you're not intentionally looking for those good things, you're not intentionally looking for the positive things in your life or around you, you might actually miss them out. So you can talk about gratitude journaling. That is something that I do. So you can say in the new year, you're going to start and maintain a gratitude journal with daily entries. So again, I have my book here. So I write stuff. You can see I have like where I put, you can see there, that is the page for gratitude journal. So that's the one that I use, gratitude journal. You can put that as what do we call it, as a resolution. And then you can also put networking as your resolution, but you're not just gonna put networking. Remember, we said it has to be smart. So you can say attend at least one international networking event quarterly, or attend, or you can say apply for at least 3 international conferences in 2024. Or you can say participate in 1 virtual meetup monthly. Or you can say establish meaningful connections with professionals from at least 3 different countries within the year. So those are some of the things you want to look at, because remember we said networking is very important if you're looking to move abroad. So say for example, we just filled in the green card, US green card applications in was it October or November? And in May, the results are gonna come out. And once the results come out, they usually come out in May, and then the next step, those who have won the lottery go for interviews at the embassy, and one of the requirements at the embassy is where are you gonna stay. So this is something you can start doing early instead of waiting for May. You win the green card and you have no accommodation. So you can make sure that is very specific. You can also talk about building global connections. So for example, you can have initiate conversations with professionals from different backgrounds once every month. And maybe you can now use that also with your LinkedIn profile. If your LinkedIn profile is optimized, then it gives you an opportunity to do just that. And then you can also look at travel as one of your resolutions. So you can say, for example, like in my case, that's like my favorite part, research and shortlist travel destinations quarterly. So for me, personally, my new year usually begins in November. So as we are speaking right now, my year already began. I already have most of these things figured out, already done my research and shortlist travel destinations. So it's important when you have something like this to plan out your year in advance. So for example, in my case, one of the travel resolutions I have for 2024 is to visit South America. And specifically, I want to go to Machu Picchu. It's one of the remaining 7 wonders of the world. So that means I have to go to Peru. And Peru is not cheap. So I planned for the trip is going to be in August. That's almost 9 months away. So it gives me an opportunity. Since I already have that planned out, I know I'm going to need so much money. So that's why I say, don't just say travel in 2024. So be very specific. So like I've said, you can say research and shortlist travel destinations quarterly. So like I've said in my case, I know in August, I'm going to be in South America. And then create a budget and itinerary for each trip biannually. So you can say that as a resolution. Create a budget and itinerary for each trip biannually. So I've already done my trips for next year, most of them. And you know, the beauty sometimes of even being a travel or even just being a content creator. So like yesterday while I was on the live, one of the ladies who was in the audience is currently in South Korea. And South Korea is one of those countries I have always wanted to visit. And she was like, hi Eva, come. I'm in South Korea. I'm happy to host you. Don't worry about anything. I'll take care of you. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so cool. And I'm just hoping it happens. And as soon as I got off the live, I added South Korea into my travel destination for June. So the only other bit now I have to worry about is creating the budget and the itinerary and sharing those travel plans and blah 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 with her, and then we just farm up that plan. So don't just say travel. Sometimes it's important to also so in fact, before I even forget, so some of you come from the school of thought that, oh, don't talk about your plans, oh, yada yada. Guys, you already know me by now. I am a very spiritual person because I believe life is spiritual. And whether you like it or not, whether you accept it or not, whether you believe it or not, life is spiritual. And people get their spiritual bearings from different places. I get mine from this book. This is a Bible. So you'll never find me talking about plans or travels or anything for that matter when my Bible is not next to me, because I always want to go back and get my bearing from there. And usually there's 3 verses that I share every year with you guys when we are doing this planning. So usually there's Habakkuk 2 verse 2, which says that write the vision, make it plain on tablets, so that he may run who reads it. Habakkuk 2 verse 2, write the vision, make it plain on tablets, so that he who reads it may run. So basically that verse, it says, make sure that your goals are so big, like don't think small, think so big, so that anybody who like sees your goals, they're like, whoa, you know, that's when you really get an opportunity to push yourself. And that's why I always say, if you believe in limitations and things not happening, then you just need to step aside and allow those who believe in possibilities to thrive without having to do so with your interference. So Habakkuk 2 verse 2 is usually my go-to verse anytime I am planning, and it just tells me even the Bible encourages us to write the vision, make it plain on tablets, so that whoever reads it can be like, oh my God, is she really planning that? Yeah. And then there's Proverbs 29 verse 18. So Proverbs 29 verse 18, it says, where there is no vision, my people perish. Proverbs 29 verse 18, where there is no vision, the people perish. So we need to know where we are going, because if we don't know where we are going, or we don't have a vision or a plan, we basically perish, okay? And then the last one usually is Proverbs 18 verses 21. And that's why you guys have seen me most of the time when I am on a live and somebody goes like, oh my God, that will be me in 2025, that will be me in 2024, that will be me in 2023. I always say, from your mouth straight into God's ears. That's how I look at life. Everything you say with this tongue, it goes straight into God's ears. So Proverbs 18 verses 21 says, death and life are in the power of the tongue. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. So if the Bible says life is in your tongue, death is in your tongue. So it means you can only speak 2 things. You can only speak death or life. So I think it would be so unfair. Like if there's anybody, I did a video yesterday where I was talking about nobody cares about you. They don't care nobody cares about what you're going through, as long as you are okay enough to come through for them. So the only person who's gonna look up for you is yourself. So if the only person who's gonna look out for you is yourself, why are you speaking death to yourself? Because you've learned there's only 2 things your tongue can do: speak life or death. There's no in between. Like you're either dead or alive. Your tongue can only speak life or death. Why do you speak death to your life? And unfortunately, some of you don't just speak death to your life, you even write it in the comment section. You literally speak death to your life in a random stranger's comment section. You guys come there and pronounce death to your lives, literally. You come and say, oh, me, I've given up. I think I'm just gonna die in this country. I'll never ever get a visa. And you're writing that on the internet in a comment and you keep it there. You're literally killing yourself and leaving evidence that I killed myself. So guys, let us be careful with the things we speak, especially as we wrap up 2023, moving into 2024. let us speak life into our lives. And that's why I usually see, anytime I see people who are trying to be negative in the comment section, I'm usually like, let those who believe in possibilities to do so without your interference. Just keep your negativity to yourself. So moving on, you can talk about, let's say if you're planning to be a digital nomad in 2024, in the coming year, you can have a resolution that says research digital nomad lifestyle monthly. Yeah, so you can be like watching videos of digital nomads, you can be reading up, you can attend webinars, you can attend workshops. I actually, before COVID, I think it was in 2018 or 2014, no, maybe 2017, I think. I actually attended a digital nomad cruise. It was so amazing, like, and it was like a workshop, but it was happening on a cruise. So we had almost, I think, 2 weeks on the water. We're just moving from place to place in Europe. And on the days we were not touring where the ships had docked, where the ship had docked, we'll be having like sessions. So that is something you can do. You can also talk about evaluate remote working tools and setups quarterly. So like myself, I work remotely 90%, no, okay, maybe 80% of the time. So every time I have to evaluate my style of working, do I want to continue working like this? So, and then you can also create, if you're going to start remote working for the first time, you can have as your resolution, create a remote working plan within 3 months, okay? And then in terms of measurability, you can talk about successfully complete a trial period of working remotely from a different location within 6 months of the year. So just make sure everything you're doing is measurable. You can always come back and just check. And then you can also have monthly learning goals as part of your New Year resolution. So make sure it's very specific. So you can say identify learning resources bi-weekly, or remember those power short courses we talked about, or you can say allocate time for learning activities weekly, or you can say document new skills acquired monthly. So that's something I usually do. Always, if I learn something new, I document it usually by video. So I have another channel. Actually, I have 7 other channels, but so the most common ones is this one. So this one, the only thing I'll document what I learned is like if I learned a new visa. So for example, you guys already know I work in Somalia, and one of the requirements, every time I go there, I have to apply for a visa. But that is the one visa I have never shown you guys how to apply for, and I've never seen anybody talk about it on the internet. So I'm going to be applying for my visa anytime, maybe tomorrow, the day after, and I'll document that entire process and post it here. So that is something I have in my resolution, is to always document any activity that I have learned, or any skill that I have acquired. So I document everything I have learned. Mostly I do it on video, but I also do it on my vlog. So for example, this particular video I'm doing, if you're interested in learning more, I have done a vlog about it. There's a blog on the channel on the 24 New Year resolution ideas for 2024. And then the other thing you can talk about is regular completion of planned activities with documented progress every month. So whatever you're doing, make sure you can document it and just update it there. So for example, last year, I decided to become, this year, 2023, I keep forgetting. I decided to become, approach TikTok as a business and be more active on that platform. So that means trying to see how do I make money from TikTok. And I've been documenting that journey. I'm documenting it on TikTok, and I'm also documenting it on my Ivam Tali Finance channel. So I'm literally learning as I go and sharing that information. So if somebody wanted to start a TikTok account today and grow it, they would just use my notes from the YouTube channel, for example. So that is something I'm very big on, always acquiring new skills and documenting the skills that I have acquired. That's one thing, it's one of my strengths. And then you can also have diversifying your skill set as one of the resolutions. So you can say, for example, as your resolution is to explore one skill in demand globally by annually. So like in my case, one skill that I know I need to explore and I don't know why I've never done it. I need to get involved. I love numbers. I love computers. I love AI. So one that I did last year, I had this one on my resolution last year to explore one skill in demand globally biannually, but I only explored one, which is AI, artificial intelligence. You guys, that thing is huge and it's gonna transform this world. So some of you, so again, a majority of my viewers are between the age of, I told you guys yesterday, 18 to 34. So you don't know too much about how much this world has changed. Let me tell you, for me, I was born in the 70s. So I have seen this world transform from when we didn't have TV to when we had TV to now when nobody watches TV. They are on YouTube and Netflix and TikTok. Like, I've seen that transition. I have been through a life where we didn't have phones to when we had landlines to when we had kadudas to now when we have smartphones to now when we have foldable, like that Samsung Z, I don't know, it's called Z something. Like, I have seen all that. I have seen where from where we used to use typewriters to type to where now we use desktop computers to when we used laptops to type to when we are no longer typing but using voice to text. I have seen all that happen. So when I tell you guys AI is going to be big, AI is going to be big. If you do not have, if you're still wondering what in-demand skill do I need to learn, go and learn how to use AI. AI is artificial intelligence. That is the next big thing. The same way the internet revolutionized the world, the same way the mobile phone revolutionized the world, the same way cell phones revolutionize the world. That's how AI is going to revolutionize the world. So for me, I had this one also last year as one of my resolutions, exploring one skill in demand. It was AI, and guys, nimeiva kuiva in AI. And those who follow me on the finance channel, Ivam Tali Finance, again, me, I don't know how to hide information. I don't know how to hide anything that I learned. So I have all the things I have learned about artificial intelligence. They are all on that channel, Ivam Tali Finance. So, and then I also have applied the new skill in a practical project within 6 months. So, guys, I do a lot of AI. I do a lot of work with AI. It helps me when I'm struggling with the YouTube titles, for example, or I'm struggling with ideas. For example, that's one way I use AI, and I use it for a lot of other personal things. And then I also have successful application of the new skill in a real world scenario within a specified time frame. So that's what I've told you guys about. I usually work with 6 months. And then we have something else I had last year in my vision board, but I didn't touch at all in terms of skill, was violin. So those guys who have my OGs, you know, I used to play the violin, and then COVID happened, and then I have never touched my violin again, ever. So since 2020, 21, 22, 23, 4 years, I have never touched my violin. I had it in my vision board last year. I said I was gonna do it. I didn't. So this year, guys, hold me accountable. It's there. I need to go back to playing the violin. So apparently I was reading somewhere that people who play the violin, you know, like the way old people lose their hearing. So when you play the violin, your chances, no, not hearing, it's called amnesia, where old people, somebody, what do you call, like when the way Alzheimer's, yeah, it's called Alzheimer's disease, where when you grow old, you start losing your memory. So if you play an instrument, it reduces your chances of getting Alzheimer's disease. So if there's any of you who has been on the fence of whether should I learn to play an instrument or not, please go and play an instrument, especially if you're planning to grow up into old age. You don't plan to kill yourself by some unnecessary things like drinking too much, or not being very, very careful with how you lead your life, or not eating the right kind of foods. So learn a skill, like learn to play an instrument. It helps to reduce chances of you getting Alzheimer's disease. You know, those where you just forget, you can forget your name. Playing an instrument helps with that. Um, and then you can talk about mindful time management as one of your resolutions. So you can talk about create a schedule monthly. So for me, I create a daily schedule. Like every day when I wake up, I know I'm going to do A, B, C, D, and then I tick. And you guys who've been following me long enough, you know that. So in the past, I never used to have issues with memory. I would literally know what I'm gonna do the whole day. I could even speak through a YouTube video. I'd be like live for 3 hours and I know what I'm gonna say every hour of that live. Hey, but guys, after my mom died, like grief affects you in so many ways. So after my mom died, one of the things I really struggled with, and I still struggle with until now, is memory. So these days, I cannot even come on a YouTube live without notes or even doing a video. All these are notes for today's video. So that's one of the issues. So that's why I'm so big on creating daily schedules. So you can talk about create a daily schedule monthly. So every month, you know, I'm gonna do ABCD on this day. And then you can also talk about something like prioritize tasks on importance weekly. That's something I do. Incorporating breaks for self-care daily, and then consistent adherence to the planned routine every month. So that is something I am very big on. I pat myself on the back. Something else you can add to your, this one everybody should add. Health and wellness, commitment to your health and your wellness. Remember one thing I told you guys, it's only, oh, excuse me. It's only in Africa where people relocate, show up, get residence. Nobody cares whether they're suffering from which disease. As long as you have money, you just show up, you'll get a Kenyan passport. Only in Africa. But wait the day you want to relocate to the Muzungu countries, my friend. The day you want to go and work in those countries, if you have some diseases, if you're unhealthy, you will not get a visa, my friend. And this is one really overlooked factor. And I didn't realize how people didn't care about their health until I started talking about cruise ship jobs. So a lot of people, I would share the cruise ship job opportunities. People would apply for the jobs, get visas. Get the job offers, apply for visas, get the visa. And then when it was time to go into the medical tests, they would fill the medical tests. And obviously, by virtue of what I do, I am very privileged. I'm privy to a lot of information. Like you guys tell me everything about your lives. Literally everything about your lives when you want to relocate. There are people even who send me their passports, their bank card, their account number, their phone number, everything they send me here. Here are my documents. I want to relocate to Canada. Birth certificates, marriage certificates, everything they send me. So I know what's going on in your lives. But when it comes to the medical tests, a good percentage of people are unable to take up opportunities abroad because of their medical conditions. Guys, yesterday I was on a live and I was talking about some of the things people need to stop doing if they are looking to move abroad. And I talked about some of these things being, and I was being very specific to Kenya because that's the one I'm more familiar with. There are some things that we do in Africa and they are considered very normal, but they would never pass in other countries. So for example, Kenya, people drink in this country, like they drink like fish. People drink, and they don't just drink, they drink and even go ahead and drive. So you find somebody has become so addicted to alcohol that even when they know very well they have their medical test tomorrow for the cruise ship job, when they get the job offer, like somebody applies for a cruise ship job, they get the job offer. The day they get the job offer, instead of going to church to pray, and to give an offering to the pastor who has been praying for them, they go to the club. So somebody will be clubbing the whole day, the whole night, until the morning of their medical test. So they go to the medical test, and there's a lot of alcohol in their blood. You will not get clearance. Some people, again, because of these silly behaviors that are considered normal in our countries, drink so much. They drink so much that they're not even sober. And you know, when you're drunk, you do things that you would not ordinarily do if you are sober. When you're drunk, you find some people attractive, people you'd not even look at twice when you were sober. And you end up engaging in some practices that if you are sober, you would not engage in. For example, having unprotected sex when you are drunk with a stranger. And you end up catching some diseases that if you had been sober, you'd not have found yourself in such a situation. For example, so when you go to do your medical test, you are found wanting. Some people just eat anything. Their stomach is just a trash can. Like literally everything goes into their mouth. Anything that can be put on a plate goes to their mouth. They don't care for quantities. They don't care to work out. They don't care for the amount of sugar they put in their bodies. They just eat the way they want. So the day they decide they want to go for that medical test, they already have everything. You've gotten a job in the UK. You have a letter of offer. Now you want to apply for the elusive UK work visa. But before that, you must go for medicals. But you are found that your chest is so congested, you can hardly take the stairs up to where you're going to do the medical exam. So guys, let us take care of our health. And you can have something like a wellness routine monthly, work out like 3 times every week or 2 times a day, or run 3 times a week. Make sure you guys have that. So personally, I do my for my what is it called, for my resolution last year. I'm so excited. I had workout 5 times a week, and I was very specific. If you're saying workout 5 times a week, 10 times a week, make sure you know how and where. So like in my case, let me see what I have here. Let me see exactly what I wrote. I wrote where is it? It doesn't want you guys to see, but it's something around workout 5 times a week using the Fit app. You guys, I talked about the Fit app yesterday. It is an app on the Play Store, and it's very cheap. I pay less than $20 per year. If you buy through the Play Store, it's cheaper. Play Store or App Store for those they are called what? Those guys on the oh yeah, you see it's here. You will see it. Can you guys see? Somewhere here. Okay, you can see I had it there. No, it's down here. Sorry, here. These are 2023, okay? And you see, I'm very specific. I don't know if you guys can see. Workout, you can see at least 5 times per week. What I have there, workout at least 5 times per week. I don't know, can you guys read? Workout at least 5 times per week. Let me know if you can read. I have drink at least 2 liters of water daily. And then I have 16-8 intermittent fasting routine. So guys, it has to be that specific for it to make sense, because I can come and measure. And the beauty with my app is that it actually tells me exactly how many liters of water I have drank, how many steps. In fact, there's one I need to add here. Walk at least 10,000 steps. At least 10,000 steps every day. Use Fit app to track. Fit Coach app. to track. Guys, if anybody is struggling with gym fees, you can check that. It's called Fit Coach, FIT Coach, COACH. You download it and you pay, like I pay $20 a year, not even a month. I used to pay like $1,000 a year for gym. The day I discovered this app, I was like, goodbye gym. So now I use this one and it works perfectly for me. Something else, this one again, everybody must have this one if you're looking up. So I've talked about health. Guys, everybody of you must have. If you're looking to relocate abroad, it doesn't matter how much money you have. If you're sick, nobody's going to let you into their country. True story. And then we have the other one, which again, all of you must have, is declutter. Guys, when I talk about declutter, I'm not just talking about throwing the stuff that is in your house, giving out those old clothes, I'm giving out that old TV. When I talk about declutter, I am talking about the whole you. Physically, if you have 1,000 pairs of shoes, you want to maybe reduce it to 5. If you have clothes that you no longer wear, but they're still in good shape, you can donate to charity, you can donate to your church, you can give your neighbor, you can give your house manager. Like there's never a shortage of people who would make do with a nice pair of pants. And then socially, this I talked about a little bit yesterday, you have to declutter your social life. If there's anybody who is in your life that is not helping you achieve this goal that you're aiming, they have no business being there. Okay? So you have to declutter on that front as well. If there's people whom every time you talk to them, you feel weighed down, you feel negative energies, they have no business being in your life. And then another declutter you need to do is your digital life. So go through your phone, all those WhatsApp groups you are in. There's groups whereby you go and read one chat, you feel like you just want to die. You read 2 chats, you're literally dying. Chat number 3, you're dead. You know, all those groups where people are just discussing negativity, people are just fighting, mushene, things that are not related to what you're trying to pursue or to achieve in the coming year. You have no business being in those spaces. Okay? So for me, what I have there is review and organize digital files monthly, declutter online profiles biannually, and then optimize privacy settings every week. So I am one of those people whose entire life is on the internet, so I really have to optimize my privacy settings. This is something I do every single week. Like I change passwords every week. And then you can also have monthly reflection in your as a resolution. So you can schedule monthly reflection sessions. I have those, and you guys have done some of them with you guys. You've seen. I'm gonna show you. So you can see, like here, I have like June review. I talk about what happened in June. So you can say this month. So June in one word. I describe June in one word. And this I talk this month, I took the following steps I took steps to get closer to my goals and dream life. And then you can see it's on a scale of 1 to 10. So if what I did this month is great. So this guy is why it's important to have those goals. So that every month you're checking, are you moving closer or further? So if what I did this month, so I described June in 1 month, and then if what I did is a lot of things that I did, generally I feel like I'm getting closer to my goals, I've never done a 10, so maybe a 9. If what I did was just madogo danyo, nothing closer to what my goals are, I'll probably more or less to 5. And then I'll go to reflections. So under reflections, what did I learn this month? What am I proud of? And how can I improve moving forward? So every month I have this section. And that is something you can adapt. So monthly reflections are very, very important. And then I also have half-year review. So you can see there. So it's not, so every month I have, and then I also do half-year review because there are some things that require more than a month. So I'll do the same thing. Let's celebrate the wins I'm proud of. How did I do on my goals? Does this year feel aligned to my theme so far? What can I do to live my theme more fully? Review my goals and bucket list. Which items are most important? Where do I want to direct my energy and focus? So just stuff like that. Okay. And then once I've done that, let's say it's in June, then I go back. Now in July, maybe we're starting a new year, new quarter. So you can see quarter 3, I put a new theme, quarter 3 goals, and I list projects again, and then I break it down again, July, August, September. So I break it into quarter goals, and then I do it again per month, okay? And then something else you'll see here. So when I do that generally, and then now I come again. So remember, I have goals, July, I break it. All these things are coming from the resolutions we have doing like now. So then I'll come back again. I have main goals for July, mini goals for July, and then I break it down per week. So these are what I was telling you, I have plans. Like I'm that kind of person who plans to the last, like to the day. But all these things are coming from the bigger goal we are setting now. And then, of course, I have my gratitude journal. I've said for me, I do it daily. So you can see I have 30 lines there. So every day I come and say something that I'm thankful for. And one thing I learned, if you make it purposeful to give gratitude, there's no way you'll ever vibrate on a negative vibration because there's so much positive things happening. So for example, the whole of 2023, I have never ever taken any medicine. I have never ever gone to any hospital. I don't know, I could not exchange that for $1 zillion. That is something every single day made it to my gratitude journal. I always said, thank you, God, for good health. Thank you, God, for good health every single day. So sometimes something like that is something very easy. Just the fact that you woke up. Some of you guys who've been here on the channel long enough, you know how my mother died. She went to sleep and she never woke up. So for me, the fact that I have gone to sleep and I wake up, that is a miracle. I record it down. So that is something you can put in your resolution, to have daily gratitude journal entries, and then do the monthly reflection. So for me, I have the monthly reflection and the biannual reflection and the quarterly reflection. So you can do how that works for you. So during these reflection sessions, I celebrate achievements that I have done. So you guys already know I am so big on achievements. So like recently, we hit 100,000 followers on TikTok, and there's a big party coming up. I actually wanted to do it earlier, but I couldn't because there's supposed to be, so now I don't know whether I'm going ahead of myself or before. So there's one resolution I had in 2023. Let me see if I've written it here. I was supposed to do March, Eva Mtali March, like it's called March, merchandise, like the way you have, so something like this. Is it called March? So you see a cup like this. This is an Eva Mtali March. We've had these mugs, and let me show you the other ones we have. So we've had 3 types of March since we started the channel in 2018. So there's this mug. I don't know if you guys already know about this mug. And then we have these hoodies. So like this is YouTuber. It's a hoodie. And this is how the back looks like. Safiri na Eva Mtali, like just travel with Eva Mtali. Safiri nami, Eva Mtali, Safiri nami, travel with me. So this is one. So these are my colors. Red and black are my favorite colors. So there's that one, and then there's this one. Eva Mtali, it's also a hoodie. Let me know, guys, if it's visible and there's nothing at the back. So this is the three type of march we've been having for the longest time. Like, guys, this channel is almost 5 years old, and we've only had 3 types of march. The black one, the red one. Red is my favorite color. I love black as well. And gold. Those are my 3 favorite colors. And these mugs. So that's all we've always had since 2018. Those are like 5 years. So last year, I put one of my goals under creativity. I think it was under creativity. Let me see where it was falling under. Was it creativity or career? Let me see where it fell under. Anyway, I don't know where it was somewhere. I don't remember where I put it under. But the goal was to, I wrote it somewhere. Did I write it down? Anyway, the goal was to, I think I wrote it. I want to show you guys exactly how I wrote it, and then you'll be surprised how some of these resolutions actually, it's important to have them because they put you on toes. Anyway, it was around creating, like upgrading the match for the Ivam Tali brand. So I put it at the beginning of the year, just around this time last year. So for some reason, I don't know how this just slipped off my mind. I never ever remembered until, I think it was last week. I was going through I was doing the reflections for this quarter, and I'm like, wait, this goal was never, ever, ever achieved at any point in time. This is so wrong, guys. So that day, it was late in the night. It was almost 3 a.m. when I was doing that. And I'm just like, oh my God, I have to do this before the year end. Because me, I'm that kind of person. If I tell myself I'm doing something, I will have to do it. So I sat down the whole night, guys. I sat down and I came up with designs and stuff, guys. It was crazy. And I don't know, you guys might be able to see it. Let me know if you're able to see the match. I sat down and I did the match. I did, I even widened, because I said I was gonna refresh the brand, the designs, and also the match. So here we only had the hoodies, the red and black, and the mugs. So I sat down and came up with designs, did everything. So now we have a huge range. We have bags, tote bags, we have travel bags, we have hoodies, we have t-shirts, we have mugs, different designs. And like, you guys are just gonna love what is in store. So back to the story. So I was telling you guys, when we hit 100,000 followers on TikTok, I knew I was gonna do a big party. So for some reason in my head, one of the goals I had for 2024 was getting the silver plaque. You guys know the YouTube silver plaque. When you get to 100,000 subscribers, they give you that plaque. So for some reason, I was so sure in 2023, we were gonna hit the 100,000 subscriber mark. And you can see it's right here, guys. Look here. At the bottom here. I don't know if you guys are able to see. I had it there at the bottom. But looks like God had other plans. And remember, when I was setting those goals, I had, I think, 100 followers on TikTok, and I had almost 50,000 followers on YouTube. But it's like how social media works is so different. So we ended up getting to 100,000. We actually almost 120,000 on TikTok and YouTube. Now we are still at 80,000. So I was, in my head, I knew we're gonna hit 100,000 on YouTube, and then would celebrate, have a celebration. I would have like a meet and greet with some of you guys, and I would give you guys some of this merch, and then it never happened. And yeah, so I don't know when we are ever gonna have this party, but maybe we'll have it someday. So please share this channel with your friends so we can get to 100. 100,000 is such a big deal, you guys. Like, to have 100,000 people just believe in you is not a small thing. And then to have YouTube recognize you is not even a small thing. So that's why it's really important for me. So I had that, but that is the one thing I never achieved. But so on this day, I sat down and I did all the merch. In fact, guys, let me just post in the community tab. I don't know if it's gonna allow me. Let me post some of the merch in the community tab. And if any of you is interested, let me show you. Let me just update them so that you can see the things that we have. It's so, like, you guys, it's the designs, it was worth staying the night. Let me show you what we have. So I've posted. Yeah, so I'm just posting. Guys, if you're able to see, I'm just posting so that you guys can see what your girl has been up to. So that is one of my very, very proudest, what can I call it? My proudest resolution for this year. And I did it like, I was like, oh my God, the year's coming to an end. We need to do this stuff, you know? And then I just came up with the designs, quick, and we're done. So I'm posting the bags there. I'm posting them on the community tab because that's the only place I can post pictures. But they are so cool, guys, like you won't even believe. Anybody who is able to access, can you just let me know your thoughts? What do you think about the merch? Let me show you what we have in store for you. So for the bags, I'm showing you the front side and the back side. Is anyone able to access? Just go to the community tab. Guys, let me know in the comments if you're able to access to see the bags. Like, they are so lit, guys, you won't even believe. Anyone able to see? Let me know in the comment section if you're able to see the bags in the community post. I'm posting them on the community post because there's nowhere else I can put pictures. Has anyone been able to see? Hey, guys, are we still here? Eva, I'm sharing some new merch, something that I've been working on this year. We are talking about New Year resolutions. Guys, has anyone been able to see? Are they visible? Hey, hamtaki kuongea. Anyone seeing the hoodies? Hey, okay. Is it me who can't see the messages? Hey, okay, you guys have refused to talk. I'm on my own here. Okay, let me post the last one. Are you guys seeing? Okay, I'm talking to myself. Community tab, you should be able to see it. You see, when you're in the YouTube, there's that place written home, videos, shorts, live, podcasts, playlists. It's the one after community. Let me see when you're on let me show you from my phone. Okay, my tired phone. This is my New Year resolution, to get a new phone. This one I need to add. Let me show you from my phone how to find the community tab. Let me show you how to find the community tab, because I need you guys to show me if you're able to see or not. Home. So, okay, I'm gonna use my very broken phone, but I hope it will do the job. So here, you can see this is my YouTube channel. So if you start from the very beginning, here is home. I don't know, is it visible? Home. So when you swipe, if you just keep swiping, you can see here community. You just swipe like this, community. Is it visible? So up here is community. You just swipe, like you go to the home page of my channel. So you can see here is home, videos, shorts, live, podcasts. And then if you do like this, just swipe up here, you get to community. Playlists, and then you get to community. I don't know, is it visible? So if you come to community, if you're in the community tab, you should be able to see the merch that we have. Let me see. So I don't know if you're able to see. So like here, this is one of the mugs. So what you do, if you're here, you're looking at the mug, you just swipe and you see the other side. So this one shows you, oh my goodness, is it even visible? Okay, I don't know why. Okay, I have to take my face out. So if you swipe like this, you see the mug, like that, other sides of the mug. This is another mug. Oh, I think that's it. You see? And then if you swipe up, you'll see like that's the hoodie. So like that, you see the hoodies. That's the back of the hoodie. Okay, and then you go up. That's the bag design. If you swipe, that's the bottom of how the bag looks at the bottom. That's one side, another side. And then if you go up, same thing. You go up, another bag. So just like that, guys. Okay. So I don't even know I don't even remember how I ended up there, but so yes, I was talking about why it's important to write down your resolutions on paper so that at the end of the year you can go and revisit and see. So I kept postponing this March thing, but because I was just like, we are so tired of just having 3 items and we just want some things that can speak to the community. So there's one particular one that I want here to show you guys, like the wording. I really love the words we've chosen for those mugs. Like there are things that resonate with us here in our community. So I would encourage you guys to check out the merch. Yeah, they're really classy and nice and very high quality. You'll just love it. Yeah, so just swipe when you find and they're very good, especially for if you're looking for something to remind you every, like for me, I just love like this mug of mine usually. When I'm drinking water with it, or I'm having tea, or when I serve my guests. So when you come to my house, by the way, these are the mugs you will use. And it's a very nice conversation starter, especially maybe for people who don't know that I'm a content creator. So they learn about me, and a lot of people have actually been inspired just to know, oh, she's a content creator, and we just start talking. So you just never know what that mug or that merchandise would do for you. So let me even just show you one. Let me show you one of these. Are you guys seeing? Are you able to see like this handbag, for example? Okay, it's what do they call them? They call it a what bag? Okay, I've forgotten what the bag is. But look at the what I've written there. Ready to go where my dreams take me. Yeah, and then the other side of the bag, if you just swipe, it says, but first. So up here it says, travel with wanderlust, and then, but first, immerse in Ivam Tali's wisdom. Because that's exactly what guys like do. So they're like, oh, Eva, your whatever has really helped me. And then we have this other one again in white, ready to go where my feet will take me. And then, oops, where has it gone? Oh, that one has disappeared. Uh-oh. Community is what we want here. Okay, here is another mug. Ready to go where my feet will take me. But first, Ivan Tali's wisdom. And then there's this hoodie. Travel more. This one, the back doesn't have anything. But then there's another one here. Life is too short to stay in one country. Life is too short to stay in one country. This is how the back looks like. Here is another one of our bags. You can see. So the same way you guys wear Michael Kors, the same way you guys wear Levi jeans, how about you wear somebody you know? But first, immerse in Ivam Tali's wisdom. So guys, these are some of the gifts some of you will be getting. But if you don't get the gift, you can buy. I'll be gifting my those who have been very loyal throughout the year during the meetup. Yeah, ready to go where my feet will take me. I really love, this is my favorite of them all. This bag. It's my favorite of them all. Yeah, so this is the bag, the front part, and this is how the back looks like. Oh, this is the front part. Look at that, guys. What do you think? Yeah? So guys, anything is achievable as long as you put your mind to it and you write your goal down, write your vision, keep reflecting on it every time, and just make sure that whatever it is you have on there is something you can, follow through with. This is probably like, I don't know what number we are on now, that you can add as a travel resolution. Visibility in religious networks. So guys, we talked about some people underestimating the power of religious networks. That one can be your church, your mosque, your synagogue, your temple, whatever that place be. And the reason I talk about that a lot is because, again, when people are looking to relocate abroad, sometimes, let's say if you want a green card, you need somebody to go and host you, or if you want to go to Canada to look for a job, you need somebody to host you when you're still finding your feet around, or let's say when you want to go to Germany on a job seeker visa, it just makes your relocation journey easier when you know somebody. But not all of us know people, but you will be surprised. I always tell you there are two people who knows everybody. The church, whether it's the pastor, the priest, the pope, the Buddha, the sheikh, whoever it is, they always know their members. And they not only know their members, they know who contributes the largest amount of tithe, who contributes the largest amount of offering. So they know who has money. They also know who has moved abroad. Because remember, those days when you have weekly days of prayer, people are sending prayer requests to the pastor. When people are bereaved, when people have issues, they're always calling the pastor. So the pastor knows what is happening. When it comes to pray in your house, you're introducing, this is my aunt who came from America. This is my mother, she lives in Europe. That's my brother who lives in London. That's my sister, she lives in New York. So they know. So when that day comes and you need to relocate to Canada, or you need to relocate to Europe, but you do not have anybody that you know, you can be sure your pastor knows everybody in British Columbia. And he also knows that day you want to travel, your child wants to go, has found admission in a college in Canada, but you don't have money. Your pastor knows who has money. And your pastor can make a phone call to somebody. But for your pastor to reach that level where they are, what can I say? Like, you need to be visible. Like, you can't just come from nowhere and go to the pastor and say, Pastor, I need somebody to accommodate. The pastor need to at least know you by name. And you can put, so like for me, one of the things I do, so you can talk about a resolution is to build or to maintain spiritual connections. Yeah. So one of the action points for this could be schedule meetings with religious leaders quarterly, or you can talk about share your relocation plans with your pastor, like tell him, pray for me, I'm planning to relocate, or you can seek their guidance bi-weekly. So just make sure you establish connections. But in addition to that, even if you're not like actively taking yourself to the pastor, you can maintain visibility by how you volunteer in the religious space. So I'll give you like my example. I do sign language translation in my church. So the sign language translator, you literally sit on the pulpit. The pastor is talking and you're the one who is translating with your fingers. So you're literally like the pastor's right-hand man or right-hand woman. So there's no way the pastor doesn't know you if you're doing like sign language translation. So as much as I'm not like with the pastor every day, hey pastor, blah, 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 every Saturday, he can see me there doing the translation or sitting there with those in the community who are hearing impaired, for example. If you're like now, I had in my church last week, they announced, oh, if you want to join the choir, please send your name by 3rd of January. There's a lot of people who can sing and they never bother to send their names. Sometimes, and also in my church, we also have choristers. They're those who are always leading in the songs. They stand in the pulpit. It is the same faces week in, week out. Week in fact, I've mastered their voices when they're singing, and I don't even have to look at their face to know who they are. Sembuse pastor. So which means when the pastor knows them by name, by family, by everything. If those people, for example, ever had, like if they wanted to relocate one day and they called for a fundraising, like everybody would know them. Even the pastor knows them. So you need to make yourself visible in your spiritual circle. So you can talk about engage in discussions bi-weekly, volunteer to community projects monthly, or you can say volunteer in the mosque every week. You know, like just make yourself available. Let the pastor know if you're ever looking for somebody to do sign, or the deacons or the church elders, let them know if you're looking for somebody to translate sign language, I'm gonna be here. So make yourself visible. Another resolution you can add for yourself is language proficiency. So you can be very specific and say, improve my English language skills for immigration requirements. Improve my French language skills for immigration requirements. And how do I measure that? Achieve a score of at least 7.0 on the IELTS or equivalent in other language proficiency tests. So you can say enroll in language courses or practice language skills daily. And then you can say, how do I measure that? Enhance my eligibility for immigration and make sure that it is timely, attain the language proficiency score within 6 months. So for example, I just posted a video about an opportunity in Manitoba, and this opportunity is for immigration, getting recommended for permanent residence in Manitoba by one of the communities. And one of the specific requirements is that whoever will be recommended must be outside of Canada. You're only allowed to apply from within Canada if you're a visitor in Canada. Yeah? But you cannot apply as somebody, like let's say you're a student or you're on a work visa, you're not eligible for this opportunity. But they have made it very clear that they are only taking 150 people. And this opportunity, because there's so much demand, they're going to open on January 2nd, 2024. But because the demand is so high, usually when they open, it doesn't even stay. Before the day ends, they are beyond that 150 number and they close it down again. So that's why I shared the opportunity with you guys today, so you have time to prepare your documents. But one of the requirements is that you have to do the IELTS exam. So that could have, and they're still going to open in 2025. So somebody can be saying, okay, since I might not be able to realistically do the IELTS exam between now and the 2nd, I'm going to put it in a goal that I attain the target language proficiency score within 3 months, so that when there's such an opportunity, I do not miss out. Something else you might want to include there is undertaking credential assessment, educational credential assessment for your academic qualification. So you can say complete the ECA process within 3 months. So make sure it is specific. And then we have job market research. This one is a very, very big one, especially for those who are looking to go to Canada when they already have jobs. So you can say research the Canadian job market in your field. Let's say I am a heavy duty mechanic. So I'm gonna put that as job market research as one of my resolutions. And then I'm gonna be very specific. Identify in-demand skills and complete a list of potential job opportunities. So if I identify, for example, that data science is so much in demand in Canada, and it's just end of 2023, I can tie this to where I upgrade my skills and say enroll in a free online data science course from a recognized university in the US by February and complete my certification by November 2023. So make sure that you're very specific. You can have network with professionals in Canada. You can talk about explore job boards, attend industry events. You can talk about register for at least 2 international virtual recruitment events in Canada. So make it very, very specific. Last but not least, financial planning. If you're planning to relocate, guys, there's no shortcut. You need money. Unless, of course, your plan is to relocate as a student so you can get a scholarship. So make sure it is very, very detailed so you can talk about, so you've seen, like for me, when it comes to travel, I talked about researching potential destinations, and then I talked about creating a budget. So if you're looking at relocation, you're still in financial planning, so you're gonna create a detailed budget for your relocation expenses. And the one you must put there is the show money. Especially if you're moving to Canada, you need to show that you have money. So like the opportunity that I shared, they did at least 10,000 Canadian dollars for you as the main applicant, and then $2,000 for every additional applicant. So these are things you have to start planning for even before the year comes to start. And then you can talk about save a specific amount for relocation every month. So you can say, I need 10,000 by January 2025, so I'm going to save $1,000 every month. And then you can have another actionable point: cut unnecessary expenses, allocate funds for relocation, and open a dedicated savings account. So that's something that you can do. And then now to be more specific, you can say complete the budget and savings plan within 2 weeks of the new year. So guys, those are just some of the examples that I thought about at the top of my head. And I wish you all the best in the new year. Just make sure you have a plan, because without a plan, you're just gonna be shooting in the dark. Okay guys, so I'm gonna quickly read your comments and then we'll call it a day. So Queen Mpange is watching me from Zambia. Hi Queen, how are you? Somebody here is saying, hello lady, whether health insurance card is issued by the employer. I don't even know what you're talking about. Gertrude is saying, hi, Eva, great lady, watching you from Machakos County in Kenya. Hi, how are you? Canada must obey. Great to join the live session. First time. Oh, welcome. Oh, Gertrude is saying it's visible. I prefer the black color. Oh, what is that? The bag or the hoodie? Which one do you like? Eva is saying hi. Yeah, Gertrude, you can check the community tab after the live. Oh, yeah, it doesn't appear when you're on the. Oh, I didn't know. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And I encourage you to go and take a look at the community tab for the March. Let me know if you like something. You can let me know on ivamtali@gmail.com. And yeah, I wish you guys happy planning for the new year. And I will see you on the next one. Bye, guys.